Hey guys, welcome back to Halftime Roomies. I have with me George and Thomas, the Putham Madden brothers. And what an incredible day
For you
Insane.
guys.
for us.
For United
But
fans.
but
Man, what a I think fucking roller coaster of emotions, man. I think especially even like looking at just some of like the groups, like the United supporter groups.
Yeah.
Just 24 hours ago people wanted Ronaldo's head.
Yeah.
And now everyone's like, yes, fucking Ronaldo's at fucking United, man.
How bad do you feel for that one guy who burnt his Ronaldo jersey, like, I think less than 24 hours before this thing happened? And then all of a sudden he shows up there and the regret that that guy must be dealing with.
Now
Hopefully he has another jersey
He'll
too.
have to buy it now at twice the
But he's, yeah,
price. No.
exactly.
but that's fine. See, but that also taking steps before it's actually happened. That's kind of plastic mentality.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it doesn't have, yeah.
He hasn't said he's going there.
Yeah.
Neither has Juventus said that they're in contact with City.
Yeah.
Neither has City said that they're in contact with Ronaldo.
Exactly, yeah.
It's all pure
And I remember
speculation.
having this discussion with Thomas yesterday. It's like, why would a player like that ruin his legacy? He's achieved everything in the game. If you go to look at it, and specifically like coming to the Premier League, he's already won the Premier League. He's already won the Champions League with United as well. Like what? And going to City and achieving the same thing, like would it really make that much of a difference? Or just go back to the place where you're really beloved by all your fans and like retire a legend. Maybe he may not even retire. He could even go on to like 40 and probably go and retire at Sporting Lisbon.
Yeah.
But this just seems like such a fairy tale story. Like
Yeah.
if like I said, the PSG thing had to fall into place for him to go there, but that wouldn't end up happening. I just never felt that he would betray the fans like that. I don't think money is a big factor. in this at
To
all.
me, but I agree with you. I think the money is not a factor, and I think that's why it wouldn't make any difference like where he went. But I think to him, because money is not a factor, the legacy is a factor. And up till yesterday, United are not in the mix at all. So I had a feeling that the City thing would happen. I think he would, if he had to. I still think like if United was not on the table and City made actually like contact, I have a feeling he would have gone to City. And I'm not blaming him or whatever, man. Like it's obvious, it's maybe a dick move from like a United fans perspective, but at the same time, dude, you have to consider that he's literally on like the debate is who's GOAT, right? Him or Messi. Messi's made this huge move to PSG. Messi might win Ballon d'Or, might win a Champions League. Ronaldo's best shot would be to go to City. Obviously, like now that he's come, now that United was in play, it's obviously this fairy tale story or whatever. But I wouldn't blame him if he made that move to City.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Thomas because realistically, there's only three clubs that could afford you, Ronaldo, right? PSG, City, and United. PSG, for I think tactical reasons as well, didn't make sense because it's impossible to play Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, Di Maria, and
And
Ronaldo in the same team,
Ronaldo
right?
in the same team.
Unless you literally play Messi and Di Maria as playmakers.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, thing with City is, as much as I do believe that Ronaldo did not become Ronaldo because he held back and he gave into emotions, right?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
knew
yeah.
that going to Real Madrid is the next big step in him becoming a GOAT. He thought that going to Juventus and winning a European title with them
Yeah.
will solidify that
Would be.
status.
Yeah.
It didn't happen. He still won a couple of leagues or just one league or whatever he won. I think coming to United was probably the most logical, like the fairy tale thing that you mentioned. He comes here, plays for 2 seasons. If he wants to go back to Sporting Lisbon after that, then I will clap him off. You've given your everything to football and to
Yeah,
the club.
and to the club,
You
yeah.
deserve to go and play for your childhood club. You can retire there whenever you want to retire there, and that's a great, brilliant career, well wrapped off. So I think City was, I wouldn't say it's improbable, but
But the other aspect of it is I don't think he exactly fit the profile of player that Guardiola was looking for. Like if you do
Yeah.
see Ronaldo's and again not trying to make restart the whole GOAT debate here, uh, Ronaldo does like to take on a lot of himself. Where basically like he wants to be the center of attention and be the pivotal point of playmaking as well as scoring goals. I think with Guardiola, he's more about the team than just individuals, and that those entire network of players within City have to like gel well with each other. For that reason, I just feel like Ronaldo didn't really fit into that mold. Whereas like someone like Harry Kane, who plays very similarly, who also contributes goals for Spurs, would have been a much better fit. So I think Guardiola was willing to take that risk to like see it out, and is like, okay, we lose out on Ronaldo, fine, but it just leaves them in a very precarious situation now. Like all of a sudden, City, if either of those two were to come in, were title favorites.
Yeah.
I seriously think City won't even come third or fourth. Maybe in that third or fourth, but
In the league,
in the league
right now.
yeah. At least I feel Chelsea and United now
I
immediately.
think that's kind of a bold. I think that's a little.
without the
I think it's like you're kind of undermining.
without
City.
the number 9
Without
is
the
the reason
striker, it is-
I'm saying that. Like have they got a proven striker? I
But do
would
you think
put them
City
up
is
there.
not better than Chelsea right now?
No, not without the striker. I think Lukaku's goals are going to add a lot to them.
I think it would also be interesting, honestly, if he did make the move to City, like because now Guardiola's managed Messi and he's managed Ronaldo.
Yeah.
I think there would be interviews of him to ask him who he thought like GOAT
Yeah.
would be. But yeah, I mean it's not meant to be, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think overall, but overall, I do think like now United has. Making bold statement over here, I think United has the strongest team on paper in the world.
On paper, yes, I agree. On
On
paper,
paper,
yes.
More than PSG.
On
And
paper,
as
yes,
an
yeah.
outsider, the external perspective, I think this dude Ole has no excuses, man. This
Yeah.
with this team, you guys should be
Absolutely.
in prime position to win the league. And keep in mind, you guys won 5-1 on the opening day without Ronaldo. Can you imagine
But then we
Ronaldo?
also
Yeah, but
drew
coming
one
we also
in?
we also
With
drew 1-1
Southampton.
against Southampton.
Like,
If there's
in
one,
the off chance, because he played Martial up front, right?
Yeah, yeah.
He's not going to have that problem anymore because now he'll have Cavani
I
back.
hope so, man.
He's
And
gonna have
if
a
there's
selection
one
headache.
thing that I will take away from this Ronaldo thing is that at least it means Martial will never play again.
I'm convinced that Martial and Dan James and Phil Jones have some sort of sex tape of Oli at this
Yeah,
point.
they have
Because
Ole's
there's no
nudes.
reason for these three guys to be in that team.
But on that point, do you guys as United fans feel this move inhibits the growth for someone like Mason Greenwood, who had been doing pretty well so far? Like, do you think he'll have to take a back seat and let Ronaldo now all of a sudden come into the limelight? Because if you think of it, if Rashford comes back, you're most likely looking at him playing on the left, Sancho on the right, and Ronaldo down the middle. So does that stunt the growth for someone like Greenwood, who has actually performed really well in those first 2 games?
I don't really think so, no. Because until Rashford comes back, which is still a few weeks from now, Greenwood will definitely start on the left. Unless Oli again decides to go with Martial, right? I think it's going to be Greenwood, Ronaldo, and Sancho on the right.
And where does that leave Cavani then?
Yeah,
So
I
the
think
thing with Cavani is I think Cavani knows he's 35 years old. He has a role to play in the team. I think the cup games by default go to Cavani, probably Martial as well. The thing with Greenwood and Rashford is I can see those two interchanging for a lot of games. Also, I don't think Ronaldo is going to play all the remaining 36 or 35 games going on from September 11th, Newcastle. I don't think he's going to play every single game. I think against teams like Norwich and kind of the teams that are now that will start struggling in relegation in a couple of weeks' time, I think Ronaldo will sit those games, and it makes sense because you don't want to spend a 37-year-old approaching the end of his career against games that might not be substantial enough when you have a strike force that has incredible players right now.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no, I think so. I think even like just basically, I think it'll be a good thing also for Greenwood in some respects because I think by playing Greenwood over Cavani, I think Greenwood will learn a lot from like Ronaldo. I think just having that work ethic also, like seeing that work ethic of someone like Ronaldo, understanding movement and stuff like that, I think even like just things like headers and stuff, people keep saying that Greenwood's like that his headers are like his weakest point. But you have like someone like Ronaldo who you're training with and stuff like that. I think you'll start to like gain a little bit from that.
I think he's gonna set the bar in terms of training. Like if the players who have been so far slacking off and just see him show up at the gym at the like earliest, and then everyone else comes in, you have these like it's just an extra motivation that players need, a kick up the backside, and that just like even when he signed today, like the reaction of all his future teammates was just a next level. I think he's gonna bring the best out of them, and yeah, you guys have a lot of positive things to look forward to, unlike me.
Right, so now moving on to the Champions League. The draw came out yesterday. Some really exciting groups. Group A, Club Brugge, City, PSG, and RB Leipzig. Who do you guys think are going to make it through?
City and
If
PSG,
not those
man.
two, it would be
yeah.
quite.
If it, yeah,
quite surprising.
exactly, man.
I would. I mean, I would have said Leipzig with Nagelsmann and a lot of those like Werner and the team from 2 years back would have possibly posed a threat. I don't see this Leipzig team
Yeah.
as competitive.
Yeah.
Just City and PSG are just miles apart.
Too
Those two,
strong.
yeah.
Yeah.
Group B, AC Milan, Atletico Madrid, Liverpool, and Porto.
That's a really good group,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I think you know what, like people are saying Group A is the group of death. Dude,
Nah,
this is the group. This is the
yeah.
group of
Yeah.
death, man. This is
Definitely.
very, very competitive.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is difficult, man, to choose from this one. I think Liverpool and Atletico
Yeah.
will go through.
I would. I'm going to make a bold prediction. I will say Atletico and Porto will go through.
Hmm.
I
That's it,
wouldn't be
yeah.
surprised because I think Porto, I believe, made it to the quarterfinals last season.
Yeah.
But then you can't rule out AC Milan as well.
Yeah.
Like, you have Ibrahimovic, you have Giroud now in there. It is actually a very tough group to call.
It's a team that can cause some upsets. Yeah, I mean, it's a tough group. Whoever drops points in the first couple of games will have a lot of pressure
Yeah.
going ahead.
Yeah.
I think Liverpool, I do see going through.
Mhm.
I feel it's kind of going to the second spot's going to be contested between Milan and Atletico.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Either of those two can go.
Group C, Ajax, Besiktas, Dortmund, Sporting. I think seems a little straightforward.
Dortmund and Ajax.
Ajax,
yeah.
yeah.
Should be going through.
Group D, Inter Milan, Real Madrid, Shakhtar Donetsk, and Sheriff.
This was,
Dude.
dude.
I think Sheriff is going to make the big
Sheriff
upset.
is making it through, man.
If we don't win the Champions League and Sheriff does, I'll be happy with that.
Dude, exactly, man. I'll get
The
like a
fairy
sheriff's
tale
badge and a sheriff jersey also.
Dollarama Sheriff, like the cop set, like $1.
I,
Dude, when I was watching the draws yesterday, and they announced, they said, and the fourth team is Sheriff, and I was like, what the fuck? Who's Sheriff, dude? And then they fucking pulled up the logo, and it's an actual sheriff's badge.
which country are they from?
I think from Moldova or something, man. That's what
Yeah,
they
Moldova.
said.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then we have. So, who do you think is going through? Inter, Real, Shakhtar, Sheriff,
Oh, Inter and Real.
Inter, Real.
Yeah.
I think
I know
and-
Inter have been weakened, but they've got some good replacements in.
Mm-hmm.
I think Joaquim Correa, they signed yesterday. He had a very good debut today as well.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think Inter and Real Madrid.
I'm going to go with Real and Shakhtar on this one.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think that Shakhtar's team as a unit is better than Inter Milan.
Hmm.
I think because with the loss of Conte,
Hmm.
I think they'll have some issues, or they might just thrash everyone. Who knows?
They
I-
have choked
I-
previously. Like even last year, they with the team which included Lukaku and Sanchez and Eriksen, they ended up getting. They went out in like the group stage
Mhm.
last year. So they here and there, but like just the quality of the other two teams doesn't.
I think you
matchup.
guys are undermining Sheriff though, man. Like fucking seriously.
I mean, Sheriff has all the
They
guns.
proved to be the
Yeah,
sheriff.
they have
in
all
town.
You guys with your lack of confidence have shot the sheriff.
If they top the group, they are the sheriff in town.
We're undermining the strength of guns over here.
Yeah, man. Dude, I think, okay, dude, here's my other bold prediction. I think Sheriff takes 6 points in this thing, dude. Sheriff will have at least 6 points in this group.
Who knows? Let's see. I mean, as long as the knockout, either Inter or Real, I'll be happy to see Sheriff go through just for the fun of it.
Yeah, man.
Group E: Barca, Bayern, Benfica, and Dynamo Kiev.
Dude, every other year I would say straightforward, like Barca going through,
Yeah.
Bayern going through. This time I can see Bayern and Benfica going through. I don't.
No, I
They're
think
weak, man.
Barca's no okay. I know they've lost Messi, but Benfica doesn't like match up still. Like you're forgetting that they have Depay, who's actually been has a very great start. He's had a very good preseason as well. I believe Aguero should be coming back in October. He's out for I believe 7 to 8 weeks. Once he gets back into the frame, Braithwaite, like not world class, but you have Griezmann
Yeah.
to
Yeah,
support
Griezmann,
that. You have Frankie De Jong right behind him. So it's not like Barca's been like completely weakened or severely weakened because of the loss of Messi. And compared to Benfica, yeah, I just like don't see.
Aren't
Barca
Benfica
struggling
the
with their-
defending Portuguese champions?
think
Rather
it's
not.
Porto. I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I bet you know what, I think you're right,
Yeah,
man.
I mean,
feel
but
like,
that
maybe
counts for
Barca.
nothing. Inter were champions, and they finished second in Serie A and last season, or sorry, the season before, and they got knocked out in the group stage. So your championship status never guarantees anything.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'll probably also go with Barca and
Barca,
Bayern. As
Bayern.
much as I want to say Bayern and Benfica, the one thing I want to see is Bayern against smash Barca.
Yeah, oh,
Zero
dude, for
twelve,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Group F, which is our group, Atlanta, United, Villarreal, and Young Boys.
Young boys are
The
the,
young
sheriff
boys
of
and the
group,
sheriff.
of group F only, dude. This one United, dude. As you know, I boldly predicted United would win the entire Champions League even prior to Ronaldo coming. I saw it coming,
I
man.
would say if you guys with the team you have now don't average 3 goals a game in this group and finish this group with at least 15 points, that would be a shocker. This is the easiest group you guys could have gotten.
This is the easiest group we've had in I think almost 15 years. I
Yeah.
would say I haven't seen us get easy groups in a while now.
Exactly.
But I don't think Villarreal is like a sure shot like victory or I think Villarreal
Yeah, I mean,
can
they
easily
did
like
beat
squeak
us
out.
in the
Yeah, they exactly.
Europa League this
keep
year,
in
right?
mind, but yeah, like
They can squeak out
them,
draws and
Sevilla,
stuff.
these kind of teams, they kind of end up finishing second, third, and if third they go into the Europa League, and they always do well.
but they
in the
do it
Europa
by
League.
squeezing draws out of the big teams too, right? So I
Yeah.
think that might be the
But
case.
again, keep in mind this last season when you guys played them versus now, the team is far superior.
is
The
Yeah.
is
quality
yeah
is
significantly
very different. So
stronger. Yeah.
let take that also into consideration
Yeah,
when you're
no, that's
predicting
true.
this.
I think with this group, I'm going to go with United and Atlanta with this one.
Yeah, Atlanta is a good team too,
Yeah.
honestly.
Group G, defending French champions Lille. We have RB Salzburg, Sevilla, and Wolfsburg.
To me, I think Lille and Sevilla.
Hmm.
I think those two are going to go through.
Lille have lost actually a couple of like key players from their team. Despite being champions, they're like due to financial constraints they had to sell people. Wolfsburg's kind of making a big comeback. I think after a while they haven't been in the Champions
Yeah.
League for a while. Salzburg also used to have Haaland and then he went this.
Mhm.
So a hard one to call. Which was the other one?
Sevilla, Wolfsburg, and
Oh,
Lille.
Sevilla will top this group.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And maybe I guess Lille if with the few Kamavinga is still there, right? It's also, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess with Sevilla and Lille probably. And then Group H, Chelsea, Juventus, Malmo, and Zenit.
Chelsea and Juventus,
Yeah,
man.
Chelsea.
This,
Pretty straightforward.
yeah, I don't see Zenit or
Yeah.
Malmo doing anything, man.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the UCL. Again, we did the bold prediction thing. You said United will win Champions League. I said PSG.
Yeah.
Did I say PSG or did I say City?
Said PSG.
PSG.
yeah.
PSG.
What is
So what's
your-
your prediction for this season?
For the Champions League?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go United.
You're also going, dude. Two people can't
No, I
say
mean,
United.
this Ronaldo thing changes a lot.
Dude,
of
then you're
things for me.
jinxing it, man.
Do you think United over City though?
Yes,
Over
100%.
PSG?
If PSG lose Mbappe, which they're likely to do in the next couple of days, without Mbappe in there, I don't see PSG winning.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like United have the squad depth, not just the quality of players they've got in. You have to realize they have like at least now 3 to 4 players in every position, and all those players are really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they'll have the squad depth to go further along in the competition. Something which like previously when they had to rely only on Martial, whereas now Martial's like at the lowest pecking order. You have so many other people to call on to turn the game. Cavani can
Somehow
come
he
on and
still
change the
starts.
game.
Yeah, somehow he
still starts.
that's the thing.
That's
man.
on Ole.
It's because he has his
And,
moods, dude, I'm telling you.
But yeah, just like
Ole.
squad depth. The only thing that could change my opinion is if City pull off an incredibly good forward in the next couple of days. But otherwise, yeah, like United would be a bold.
I'm going to stick with PSG, not because I believe PSG will win, but only because last season I think I said Bayern or City, and you said Chelsea, right?
Yeah.
And that happened. So I'm going to keep it that way. I'm going to go with the
Just
wrong
go-
prediction.
Yeah, exactly.
and just
Don't jinx
Turn
it
it
now.
this way.
Yeah,
So
man.
let's PSG. You have to win now. It's gonna PSG.
So But you made a good point about like with Mbappe not being there in PSG, then it becomes a
If
bit
yeah,
of an
if it
issue.
happens,
That's the thing. I
Yeah,
think
'cause
this.
that really does weaken the. I know they have Neymar and Messi, but losing Mbappe makes a huge difference
So
to them.
then, do you think if Mbappe leaves, this is the greatest transfer window of all time?
yeah,
Oh, it already
definitely.
is.
I think it already.
It already
I think
is.
it already
You
was.
have one window
also.
where Messi, Ronaldo moved, and you had Varane, Sancho come
Lukaku,
Lukaku
Yeah,
leave.
Jack
yeah.
Grealish.
Yeah.
The biggest beneficiary was the Premier League, though.
Yeah.
That's
With,
true.
I think Serie
The
A and
difference
La
in
Liga,
quality
yeah.
between EPL and then everyone else, there's no comparison at this point.
Yeah, exactly.
There's, I mean, apart from Neymar, Mbappe, Messi, and Di Maria, in England, in Germany, you have Haaland, and in Italy, I guess Lewandowski, and in England and Italy, you probably have
Yeah,
It's just
most of
Mourinho.
the-
Abramovich,
is like-
maybe, or like Mourinho, like manager-wise.
Because of Mourinho, yeah, Roma and that. Like,
Yeah, but you have most of the Italian, the people who won the Euros, right? So most of them are still.
but
in
the appeal,
but
the
I mean,
appeal
like-
has really gone though.
But like, is a 30? Do you consider a 38-year-old Bonucci or
yeah. No,
Chiellini,
not yeah,
like the
not
like
as
cream of the
have-
crop?
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
like you're
yeah.
relying on Dzeko to
Yeah.
lead the line for Inter.
So
and,
like it's the youngsters, the players in their peak, and even the guys who are now approaching the twilight of their career, like Ronaldo and Cavani. Everyone's in the Premier
Yeah,
League.
that's true,
It's just a
that's true.
staggering difference.
Yeah.
French league even dropped sixth in position in the UEFA coefficient. They're not even a top 5 league anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
Um,
So there's 4 days left. Then what do you think will happen?
transfer wise, I think the Mbappe thing might happen. It makes sense for PSG to do it because instead of losing him on free next year, just take the 160 or 170 from Real Madrid. Just take the money. But they might hold off in hopes of just getting that 1 year where they have some hope of getting that UCL trophy. So
Yeah.
it might not happen. The one move that I do hope to see happen is us getting a defensive mid. I don't know if it's going to be Son Liguez on loan or it's going to become a winger from Lille. It's definitely not going to be Declan Rice because it's just too much money
No, yeah.
for a 22-year-old. I mean,
And for an English
for
player,
English
there's
player,
a
80 million
premium
makes no
anyway.
sense.
Yeah,
and I think to be
exactly.
honest, like West Ham just going off the 2 performances, the first 2 games,
Yeah.
like I think I see them as I didn't actually give them much of a chance this season, but just I know it's just 2 performances, but based on that and how they were performing towards the end of last season, I think they'll go on a good run even in the Europa League.
yeah.
So I think like it's better he stays there and hone his skill, and then possibly in a year or 2 move to United and make that big step for his career.
Yeah. Outgoings from our team, I do hope we see Martial, Jones, Pereira, Matic,
Daniel James.
and Daniel James.
Go.
Even if it's a loan for Daniel James and Lingard, that's fine. But I think
Yeah.
Martial and Jones and Matic have to be sold because at this point we're just overcrowded.
Yeah, dude, exactly.
And as much as we can say that Matic gives the experience, at this point we have Mata, Cavani,
Yeah.
Ronaldo, Varane.
Yeah.
There's already
There's
De
many
Gea.
different ways you can even play
Yeah.
around, like having just like to play with that center defensive
Yeah.
mid.
What do you
So it's
guys
fine.
think he should do with Van der Beek though? I feel like he's the
So keep-
That's the
sorriest
thing.
figure
I think
in this
Van der
entire
Beek should play more. I think he definitely needs to play more this season, especially
yeah.
because now that McTominay is injured. I think they have
Well,
to.
where will he get a chance to fit into this team? Do you
Well,
think?
He
well,
played
it-
that central three with Bruno and Pogba.
yeah.
He's
I-
not an
I-
out-and-out CDM, but the benefit of having a player like Varane in the team now is that you can kind of make do.
Yeah, and he can go forward a lot more too.
Yeah,
And what about Lingard then? Where does he fall?
he's on
into
the
the
bench.
Yeah,
He's on the bench.
There,
picture?
yeah,
So do you
he's
think he
bench,
should
man.
move to West Ham?
No,
do you
he-
think
he
that'll
should- he-
benefit
he-
him?
That's a good, yeah, maybe. I think that
For his own
I
career,
can
feel
maybe
like
see
he's
that
gonna
happening.
struggle to get into this United team. with
If
all the
Lingard
players
leaves, then
that-
I don't see Daniel James leaving because then we still need bench.
Yeah,
We still need bench strength.
but
So
I can see Lingard leaving like before
Could
the
be,
end,
yeah.
like just like just to basically offload some of like United.
What about the Trippier thing? If you would you guys prefer
No.
keeping Dalo and or selling Dalo?
I
going in
would
for
prefer
Trippier?
keeping Dalo, but the fact that he went on loan last year and he's not playing again this year, I don't see him in Oli's plans. He might leave on loan again, or he might just be sold off. But I don't also see Trippier coming to us. I think it's just too late in the window for Atletico to get a replacement for Trippier as well.
Okay, so who do you guys think is the biggest loser of the transfer window so far?
Yeah. So for me, yeah, like with 3 days to go, not having a center forward, not having bought in a center forward, City, and not because the 100 million on Jack Grealish, which seemed like a lot, like it just seemed like it was such a weird curse that like a day or later Messi then was available and they didn't go in for him.
Yeah.
They lost out on Kane and they had this huge hoopla about having agreed terms with Ronaldo and now he goes to their rival. They'll be left with egg on their face, to be honest. They might do well this season, but if you're purely talking about the transfer window, City is lost.
In the Premier League, I would say City. Even though there are other teams that I would bring up, but the point is, like I could say Arsenal, but the logic doesn't apply in this situation because Arsenal's also a club in need of money,
Yeah, yeah.
whereas City is a club that has
It
the
has
money.
money, yeah.
So Arsenal's, I would say Arsenal has still done pretty well with the
They've
resources
been
given to
sensible
them.
signings.
Yeah, they've
Not
still done-
stellar signings, but yeah, like
they've still done well with the money they have. But City, on the other hand, has spent 100 million on a player that should not cost them more than 65-70 million.
Yeah, yeah.
And they haven't signed
exactly.
anyone else.
Yeah. I
So
can't
in-
believe that they've shat the bed on all you. Basically, were in a position to get Harry Kane, Messi, Ronaldo, and you fucked it up
Yeah.
on all three occasions.
But I think overall, across the board, I would have to say Barca has had the worst transfer window by miles. They've lost
Oh,
their
yeah,
biggest
yeah.
legend.
Yeah.
Their attack, they signed Aguero and he broke his leg or whatever. He got the injury straight away, so he's not there for 2 months.
Yeah, true.
Their attack is Bretwith,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They haven't been able to offer Coutinho or what's the other guy? Dembele,
yeah.
who are both injury prone, barely play anymore. On top of that, they gave Coutinho Messi's number 10,
Yeah, yeah.
which is kind of a slap on the face to the legacy of that jersey.
Yeah, for sure.
Their squad is aging in general. Busquets is old, Piqué is old. Umtiti left this year or last year?
no, he's still there. But like again, they have so many of these players on the books.
Who's still there?
But they're not able to
Yeah.
offload players because no
Yeah.
one wants those
Yeah.
players on
It's
those high
basically a bunch of 30-year-olds who are all being paid 200,000 euros plus a week,
Yeah.
who nobody else wants.
Nobody else wants.
The young ones
exactly.
that they do have are all injured, and they couldn't bring in any replacements.
Yeah.
For me, Barca has been kind of abysmal, not just this year, but the last couple of seasons as well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree, dude. City and Barca fucked it up.
But what about Liverpool? Do you guys think because they've been very quiet this transfer window, have they had a
I
bad
don't think
one?
they
Or-
needed to reinforce that much, man. They got Thiago and Jota last time.
They got
and
Konate
they have
early on
Konate.
in
Yeah,
the
I,
season.
think
I would
it's
say
good
that
enough.
Liverpool probably needs like a creative mid. Like they could have gotten a creative mid, but apart from that, they're a strong team.
Right.
Yeah.
They don't need to get players. If
Yeah.
push comes to shove, this team is good enough to get top
Yeah.
four, even title. Even they are title
Push for-
contenders.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah. Well, not the worst transfer window, but basically just
Yeah.
like not having been active
Not as
enough.
glamorous or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, yeah.
Good discussion. Incredible day.
Hmm.
It's been the best Friday morning
Dude, it's
in
been
weeks. It's been the best day in weeks or in months.
weeks. This is the best feeling I've had since we first got Ronaldo, man.
2003.
It's been, yeah, man. It's
18
that's how
years, 17.
I can't remember being happy before this, dude.
Yeah, it just made me feel nostalgic when we got Henri back, even though that was only for 3 months. But when the feeling when he'll
Yeah,
step onto the pitch
that's
and
true.
score that goal will be, and
Yeah.
the fact that now
Dude.
fans are back in the stadium,
Yeah, man.
trust me, it'll be
Dude,
like
the atmosphere
next
was so
level.
electric with Varane. Can you imagine what it will be like now that Ronaldo steps onto that pitch at Old Trafford? It's gonna be fucking insane,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, incredible. Thanks for being here, guys. It was a fun discussion. We've been talking about this all day.
All day.
We've been at this all day. I feel like when we were talking about this in the morning, we should have recorded then.
Yeah, we were so much
That was
more.
just pure passion and joy at that point. But again, interesting season coming up ahead.
Yeah, for
Incredible transfer window. Premier League is at this point, no league in any point in history has been this strong.
Be strong, yeah.
A lot to look forward to, and we'll do this soon.
Yeah, for sure.
So thanks guys for watching. Like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you soon. Cheerio. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more sports content. In the meantime, click on these thumbnails to check out our other videos. Hope you have a great day ahead.